things, the narratives are changing now. Women are working, women are more empowered, and women are actually seeing things out there. And the culture, everything is changing. That's all I'm saying. And I know people will disagree with me, but I think women cheat more because we are more coded. Do you know how a woman can multitask? We can do like 10 things at the same time. Many men can't do that. And we can, like, it's like project management. We can project manage so many things, do so many things at the same time, and we'll still be able to balance it. Men cannot. So that's why I feel that women, and we are more coded. But I mean, of course, people disagree. Some people will disagree. Some people will agree.
All right.
It does not matter which part of the world you're in. If you're in UK or you're in Nigeria or anything, people work. Look,
Now, ask you a question. When a couple lives in two separate countries, for instance, husband in Nigeria, wife in UK, or wife in Nigeria, husband in America, wife in Canada. Those ones, what's the percentage of their cheating?
Look, that's the truth. Even the husband be under your knees. They inside has the husband. If you want cut you, cut you. Forget that thing. I have one of my colleagues. I shouldn't say this, but I have someone I know that was a long time ago. Her husband would drop her off at work. He used to follow her to work. He dropped her off at work. And she still did what she wanted to do. Everybody, I'm not saying cheating is good, but everybody justifies cheating differently. They will justify why it is right to cheat, either man or woman. Now, saying that you are abroad and one is here, one is there, this thing hard now. That because you don't understand how our weather is here. When that weather hits you, I'm sure the rest of the crowd, they can testify, especially during winter. Crazy, but you know, be good now. And remember,
the winter doesn't have any effect on me. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that, remember, our bodies are different, and everybody, man or woman, we have different, what we call libidos, and our bodies are different. So I'm not going to say everybody does. I've said we have how our bodies react. Some people. So
now someone I get sweet me for body, no be winter beg.
Winter
body they dry.
Your body is dry, huh?
Good evening, now.
Good evening,
Don't answer your question.
Right.
Oh, that if you let me start from the beginning now, from the origin, from the genesis of the question.
Let's go back to the beginning. What
I'm trying to say is that during winter, I mean, I just want to cover up. I don't want to keep warm with touching body. I like to stay warm and, cover up properly with heater.
So that means you have a husband in the house the whole winter touching us.
That one is different now. That one a husband now. We got the husband and wifey. But aside husband, during winter, I get more excited when I'm warm, right? Because it's good. You make heat. You don't make cold. You make heat. I like to make heat. Daddy, please.
Oh yeah, tell us.
Okay.
Why do
hi, I'm the one who calls you Uncle Daddy.
Is it a question?
First,
okay.
Let me.
Okay. So I don't think women cheat more than men. I think that men cheat considerably more than women. And the only reason it looks like women cheat more than men is because men cheating has become so normalized in society that when women then do it, it's like, hey, women did it. Hey, this woman did it. It makes news. Everybody hears about it. Now, I agree with the lady of the, I don't know her name, sorry, but I agree with her in the sense that women are coded. Women hide things, and that's true. However, I still do not believe that women cheat more than men. I believe that men literally have like the visa, they have the pass to cheat, especially Nigerian men. It's like their life. It's just so normal that even their friends don't have a problem with it. Nobody has a problem with it. Their parents, their family members don't care. But once a woman does it, everybody, hey, women are so bad, women are this, and you have to also understand that men cannot really take what they give. So you know, a lot of women are very good at even hiding their husbands cheating. They don't even care most of the time because women are just now thick-skinned. But when it comes to men, once they even see their wives eyeing another man, it's a big deal to them. So men can't take what they dish out. And so I think that's the reason why it looks like, oh, a lot of women cheat, because I've already said it. Well, and then as far as your points as talking about seasonal feelings when it comes to these things, I don't believe that seasons affect, because in Nigeria, for example, there's no winter, right? There's probably rainy season that is colder, but there's no winter. And
There's
I
a
don't
winter.
think
There's a winter in Nigeria. It's called sap.
I'm a fan.
I hit you like no.
but even Hamatan is not that cold compared to the winter that I'm sure she's talking about.
It's called Sakma winter.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, hold on.
Daddy, please, I've not answered you.
You will talk. Don't worry. You are not going anywhere. And you today now. You see, there was a conversation I was having with someone about, and then circumcision came up for women. One of the reasons why it was introduced was because if the pleasure is reduced, the likelihood for women to cheat would be reduced. Do you understand? Because when you sit down and they think they torture you, go, they look for ways
to cheat or to be promiscuous. Which one?
To be promiscuous, or to both of them. Listen,
Not to cheat.
if a woman sleeps with two men, a married woman sleeps with another, just one man, she's promiscuous. She doesn't have 20 men. Do you understand? Because the belief is that the reason why she didn't sleep with the other 19 is because the opportunity did not present itself. Now, so the conversation was, once you make a woman not enjoy it, the tendency to cheat would be reduced. I agree with that formula, God. But when the motivation to cheat is not pleasure, then we have a different problem. A woman that is doing it because she wants to drive Range Rover is not going to care whether it's sweet or not. So whether you circumcise her or not, as long as she knows that the man is going to, you see, that are endowed facially, chestically, and behindically. Those women know that they have something that the men want. It's a man might carry her and realize that she's rigid, but you don't buy the market first. And for you to buy the market, some of these women are very fine. You have to take them to Dubai. You say, you know what, come with me to Dubai. I fly only business class. So you have to buy business class ticket. And you when they buy, no, go keep on for small hotel for Sharjah. Do you understand? They're going to mention big names or big hotels. So at the end of the day, she uses what she has to get what she wants. It's not the average Nigerian woman who cheats, I don't know, other parts of the world, are not doing it because they enjoy it. They are doing it for promotion. They are doing it for money. They are doing it for security. They are doing it for opportunities. They are doing it for political reasons. They are doing it for things else. If it's sweet while you are doing it, all well and good. Let me give you an example. All of you will work, whether you enjoy the work or not, you will work.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
You have to work to feed. Now, you enjoy work, it's an added benefit. But whether you enjoy the work or not, you will wake up at that 6 a.m., brush your teeth, wear your clothes, and train station, and get ready to go and face the day so you can feed your children and set yourself up in life. That is how intimacy for Nigerian women. If it is the one end, if they enjoy it, all well and good. If they don't, they will still do it. So we need to look at the motivation. When you
Yeah.
take where it is no longer logical to abroad, all of you are all abroad, at least. The lady with the pink
How do
scarf.
you know? Yes, I am. I'm in the US, yes.
You are in the US. I know Samaria is in the US, is in the UK. All of you, your lives are all sorted out. How? Why? You get where you go work. Inside your work, you go get pension for your old age. You get healthcare. You might not be able to drive a Ferrari or live a mansion, but you will have home. Your home will have electricity,
Water.
a cable.
You won't need security.
You will have. You would be able to work. If you cannot afford Gucci, you will go to Dorothy Perkins. If you cannot afford Dorothy Perkins, you will go to Marks and Spencer. You will go to and you will wear clothes.
Yeah, sure.
Your children will go to free school. So the tendency for you to cheat for money is reduced.
Yeah, it is.
But when you look at Nigerian women, and the average Nigerian woman wants to wear Gucci. When you come abroad, if me, for instance, I move around the Nigerian crowd, but you happen to live in a place where there is no Nigerian crowd, nobody cares to wear Gucci or Prada.
Exactly.
Nobody.
Exactly.
You understand? You see rich people that ride bicycle.
And now,
in Nigeria, if you ride bicycle, you have to ride it in leg.
poor.
You go and ride bicycle.
Yeah.
So the richest people I've seen drive the oldest cars, like old car, 20 years.
Yes. So what am I saying in essence is, and I want Samaria to take over because I've been talking. What am I saying in essence is, many of you abroad would say, women don't cheat. In Nigeria, most of the women have met, most of the married women have counseled cheat. And the motivation is, my husband is doing it, why can't I do it? And when the woman is doing her own, the husband will do it because he wants to have fun, because he wants to clear one babe. The woman will do it the moment the opportunity presents itself to better her lot. Somebody comes to meet you and says, I'm going to give you a promotion. Somebody comes to meet you and says, you know what, you're a banker, you need your 1 billion. I will give you the 1 billion inside your account. Open your legs. They will open their legs, not because you are crying or because you are somewhere. So, okay, let me hand over to Samaria. Samaria, what do you think?
Lady Freeze, you've spoken well. I have a lot to say, but let me start from somewhere. First of all, the very last thing you said, I disagree to an extent. I'm not saying you're wrong. That's true. But I've seen women, I've come across and I've been with women that that are okay. I know this popular person that one time a woman called before me and he was saying it, that the lady is his friend's wife. And she said she would like to sleep with him because she found out that her husband was cheating on her. So she would like to do it with someone also close to her husband. Okay, women cheat, that's fine. Men cheat. When it comes to single women, single people, people, the women cheat the most. When it comes to single people, right? The women cheat more than the men. But the men are easy to be caught when they cheat than the women. That's for singles. Then when it comes to married people, the men cheat the most. When it comes to married people, because a typical...
Break your heart.
Sorry?
You are wrong.
I'll give you my...
69% of women cheat. Married.
Singles or married?
Both.
Okay. I'll give you
Okay,
my...
say something. Go ahead, Buki.
Can I quickly put something out there?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
If if you are on social media now, and that is only social media, we are not talking about real life. We are constantly seeing DNA tests. People doing DNA tests maybe because they have to travel, and we're seeing more and more stories of which 5 children.
Okay,
None is the guys.
those people
One is
you're
the,
mentioning, those people
they
you're
are
mentioning are
married
people. Those
people.
people you're mentioning are people that their first and second kids, especially their first pregnancies, were from their exes.
No,
You
no,
know
no,
how
no, no, no,
women
no,
be in
no.
a relationship with somebody and they're meeting another person they want to get married to. Then at the end of the day,
Whichever,
they are giving someone else another person's pregnancy.
but whatever
Then the
happens,
rest of them were the ones that their husbands are away, maybe abroad, living
yeah,
separately.
but
That's
whichever
it.
way,
Mm-hmm.
but whichever way, it is
But
not
then, how many
justified.
DNAs are coming up? That's the question. You can't
That is
compare
what I'm
the ratio.
saying.
Exactly.
You
What's the
can
percentage? It's not, I'm
What's the
sure it's not
ratio?
a high
wait.
percentage.
I am saying that this is the ones we have the opportunity to see online. I can guarantee you what happens out there is far worse than what there's no awareness. That's all I'm saying. There's no awareness now. And the truth about it is, if you look at a lot of married, I'm not saying everybody, please, a lot, all I said is a lot of married people, you will be shocked. I won't be surprised that a lot of women, 5 kids, 2 kids, 3 kids, if everybody was to start doing DNA tests from our parents to us and
Yes, so
downwards,
So
Yawa
those
go
people, the
gas.
people cheating, who
So
are the
in
people
10
that cheat?
women, how
Yawa go
many women
gas.
would you say cheat?
That's
The
all I'm
question
saying.
is,
In 10,
those
if
people that
you
are
have
cheating,
10 women, would you say 8 women are cheats?
I don't
one.
know. I did not say that.
So
All
these
I
people that
said
cheat,
is
the question is, who are the
from
people they cheat with?
Exactly.
that's
They
not the
cheat with
point.
men.
And of course, the cheat men, but for the fact, what I'm saying, all I'm saying is, if everybody is to have DNA tests from our parents, so listen, our parents downwards, Yawa go gas most
You want to
houses.
go there for my own parents, like.
Ah, I didn't say that. I said most. I said most, though. I didn't say anything. Oh, that's all I said.
I will tell you, right, that when it comes to marriage, we women, especially the first few years of marriage, when we want to get married, we go to a man, we marry with our whole hearts. To be honest with you. Apart from those of them that are maybe trying to get married for the sake of financial issue, maybe family, financial, to lift them off poverty. The rest of us, when we want to go into marriage, we go into marriage with our full chest for love, right? So how can somebody who willingly went into marriage out of love make cheating her priority? We can be faithful. Women can be, especially we forget about through Nigerian women, this Nigerian women that. Nigerian women can be very faithful in their marriage for as long as, for real, even though they know their men are cheating or their husbands are cheating, they will still be faithful. They will still be praying for them. They will still be enduring. It takes
Someone
a
said
lot. It takes a lot to see a typical homely Nigerian woman. It takes a lot. And like the Free said, and that a lot it takes when you think about maybe for the sake of maybe financial issue, maybe because they have to, get some kind of positions at work or maybe, pay their. But let me tell you, see those ones you even think don't cheat. They cheat in the churches. Yeah, they cheat with their pastors and their priests. I'm sorry to say.
Oh
See
yeah.
those ones that are so you see those famous ones. Those are the people they cheat with. They cheat with people they know that you can't you can't bite the finger that fed you. If you say that out there, you and I are going down together. They run around, their priests, their pastors, their whatever, trying to act religious and trying to kind of give it. You know what I'm saying? Touchy thing. That's how they cover up theirs. The rest of them do it in their offices with their bosses and the rest of them. But it's rare. Before you see a Nigerian woman, a typical married Nigerian woman cheat, see, she's either cheating with her ex, or she's cheating for one position, or she's cheating because she feels her husband cheated. She doesn't trust the man anymore, or maybe the man doesn't pay her attention. That's another thing. Because the bad thing also that leads to this cheating thing is when we go into marriage for the sake of being married. Like we talked about the last time, we talked about effective communication. You don't discuss all those things. You just marry that man because your mates are getting married because of what he's doing.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, whatever, to see if he's cool. Then eventually you realize that the Emeka you were dating in the past is the one who satisfies you. He doesn't satisfy you, and you keep going back to Emeka. And going back to Emeka will result to future DNAs that will prove. So what do you expect? But then that still doesn't justify that married women don't cheat more. Married men cheat more, especially where we are coming from. But when it comes to singles, the singles where we're coming from cheat the most. It's just that it's easy to catch the men when they cheat.
You just talked about women going back to their exes, and correct me if I'm wrong, especially that since you're male. I always have this belief that men have more respect for marriage when they're single. So if a woman gets married, they will not try to have anything to do with the woman anymore. So say, for example, I'm married, my ex-boyfriend will instantly stop talking to me. And I think Nigerian men seem to have more respect for that than women, because women don't care if a man is married. This is single women now. They don't really care if a man is married or not. But you find that single men are more cautious when a woman is married. So when you say women are going back to their exes, that's a bit questionable for me. Now, I agree that women really do cheat because they're not happy. I agree about the promotion and things like that. My own stance is it is still not as much as men. Like, men cheating is like water flowing from the tap. It is just everywhere now. It's normal. So I can never agree that women cheat more. That's my stance.
But unfortunately, another thing is the society.
Let me bring in a new set of people. Bookie, finish what you have to say. So
all right, okay.
Another set of people. Yeah, other people.
Unfortunately, the way our African society, especially, is like it's all right for men to do it, but it's not right for women to do it.
And it's because the men believe they are buying us. Well, because of the
and even if you look at the Bible,
they see it like when we buy a woman, we own a woman. We purchased her. We're the providers. Theirs is to provide whatever it is we need, and ours is to be submissive, and theirs is to do whatever they like. That's the way they say it.
If you look at the Bible, for example, let me just use one thing. If you look at Deuteronomy and it was talking about divorce, it made it more like it was only a man that could divorce a woman for any reason whatsoever. Women could not do that. So there's been this over the trend of not only our society, but religion and all that. So it's been like women have been kind of suppressed. Now, we're coming to what we call a different metaverse now. I mean, the way everything is different. Women have rights, women have voices, women have this and that, and there's awareness, there's education. Things are changing. The narrative is changing. And sometimes people do things not because they even want to do it, but they just want to do it because, okay, I haven't been allowed to do something. For example, now I have a freedom. I can do it, not because I really need to do it, but because, okay, I have a voice, I can do it. I can do it just for the sake of it. You'd be surprised that some people even cheat for the sake of cheating, not because they need anything or anything, but that freedom to be able to do it.
You see, a married woman, a typical African Nigerian married woman would cheat on you. The moment she starts cheating on you, forget about that marriage. The feelings are no longer there. Men can cheat and still love their wife and still come back home. They cheat maybe because their friends are cheating or
I completely disagree with that. I don't know why people push that narrative. You cannot love somebody and cheat on the person. That's impossible.
If you see a married woman,
it's
cheating,
80%
run away.
The
moment a married woman starts cheating, run away because she can get rid of you.
And a man too. So people should stop saying that men can love their wives because that's an excuse for men.
Because
cheating.
No,
a man who cheats on his wife does not love his wife, period.
Because it's a norm. Because they see cheating as a norm. That's why. It's no big deal. Their friends are doing it. Everyone does it. So it's like a norm. To them, they feel showing love in as much as they're able to provide everything she needs in the family, take care of the kids, and make sure she's comfortable and whatever. That's okay.
Yeah. But they don't satisfy her.
And we are not.
Her needs. They don't satisfy her emotional needs and her
No,
needs
we
in
see
them.
our
Yeah,
partners do something wrong, and he goes out there and buys us a gift to apologize, and we're like, okay, that's cool. We go
exactly.
to our
No,
house, and
a
mom tells
gift
us
that
that's no
one.
big deal. He only
Gifts
cheated. That's no big
definitely
deal.
don't
Go
get
back
me.
home.
That at least I know that's not my love language. I don't care for gifts. You can buy
No,
me
I'm
the
just
biggest
saying, but
gift you
that's what
want. You're not
happens.
doing
Don't
nice
you?
things to me.
I
You
read
won't be
one
nice.
today. Somebody was saying he cheated on me, and then he came pleading with a car, and that's it. And we go to our families and our sisters, our siblings are quick. The society are quick to tell us, "Oh, just cheating. He only cheated. We go back. We
Wow,
justify it.
yeah, exactly. That's
We don't call
society.
it anything. We encourage it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
No, men
encourage
still
it.
cheat
It's
more.
society,
For
everything.
singles, women cheat more. For married, men cheat more.
Actually, everybody, why can't we all not cheat?
I think I agree with
Nobody,
that
I
theory
decide
scenario.
I wonder.
nobody's gonna cheat.
Somebody said 80% of married women who go to the gym cheat.
To the
To the
gym.
That's
gym.
not true. That is
That's
not
not true.
true.
You go to the gym.
Well, I
Somebody
don't
would
go to
say,
the
why
gym,
would you go to the
so
gym to go cheat?
But Ebere,
Ebiere?
Ebere,
Yes.
you still
I
cheat.
don't buy that.
No, 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 no. No, actually, no, no. Haven't cheated. Did not cheat, and
Won't cheat.
will not cheat. Yeah, so no, it's not me. And I don't go to the gym, and I mean, I guess I just probably have a boring life. That's just it. But even if I went to the gym, though, to be honest, how many women really like the six packs and all those things? Because
I
those things
wonder.
to me are just signs of somebody that
It
doesn't
doesn't
have
freak
work.
me
I
either.
know.
Same
Yeah.
here. I don't know why
So
people even try to get those things. It doesn't
yes.
move me.
So yeah, it's a misconception men have that women like
Yeah.
that physical body, but we don't really like it.
No.
It makes us think you're jobless. Like you don't have anything else to do but work out 24/7. So
Yeah. But you know what? Anybody who's gonna cheat, either man, woman,
mhm.
Quite. I also agree
irrespective of
that
reason,
cheating creates opportunity for cheating.
I think so.
any opportunity is
You
To
also
an
available.
think
extent, maybe. Yeah, I think so.
If
and
church can be an opportunity, anything can be.
no,
Anything.
some things
It's true.
create more opportunity.
I
Gym,
That
church
if
too.
it what creates more opportunity is disputes when there is no peace in the house, when there's no love and attention, affection. That's what men start getting depressed. They start seeking attention,
Let's
happiness,
even
everywhere.
love and attention. You see, my problem with let's discuss love and attention. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Nigerians have a twisted concept of
Thank
love
you.
and attention.
Thank you.
And let me explain this to you. You live in with your husband. You want your children to go to schools abroad.
Mm-hmm.
You want to travel only. You want your husband to have attention from you. Where are you going to get the attention from? You see, people need to understand that something's got to give.
Something's got to give. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Someone like Dangote, for instance, will not have time for you. He will not have
Exactly.
to sit down and watch Netflix with you. Deal with it.
Love and
looking for
attention is not
somebody-
what. Don't get me
Hold on.
wrong.
For somebody that will watch Netflix with you, don't go for Dangote. Don't go for Tedola.
Exactly.
Don't go for Mike Adenuga. They will
So how
not.
about people like Mark Zuckerberg? How is he faithful to his wife?
But
He's
Daddy
married.
Freeze,
What
when I
I'm not
mean
talking about,
Daddy
what I'm
Freeze,
saying is, Mark Zuckerberg comes from a place where, you see, you cannot compare the structure of abroad to the structure in Nigeria.
Exactly. To our own.
When you work for 5 hours, you put in 5 hours of work. Yeah, when you work for 5 hours, you do 30 minutes of work. Just
Mm-hmm.
you have to deal with slow internet.
Yes.
You have to deal with people.
Traffic.
You have to deal with traffic. You have to deal with a bank that does not work.
Mm-hmm.
You write somebody a check. Let me give you an example. There are things that you will do in Nigeria that abroad you go to pay for something, you pay. At Nigeria, you just see somebody hanging around the cash. In banking app, no, they work. I saw a lady today. I wanted to help. I said, "What's going on?" I saw her bill was almost 6,000. I just left her. If it was like 5K, I would have paid for her. Because I just saw that the bank was
Waiting
frustrated.
remember one don't finish that. That if it's 99, waiting they and I remember what made reach 100.
So you need to understand that Nigerian women have unrealistic.
And Daddy Face, can I just chip something
Let
into what you said?
people on. Bookie, continue. Hey, Biere, thank you so
So
much.
there is
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you. I followed you. Yeah. I'm
abroad, there are what we call legal implications of doing things, which you don't have in Nigeria. Remember that. If you know in Nigeria, anything goes now. Even as a woman, if you cheat, you know, the man could say, kick you out of the house, you can't see the kids, you can't do that. A woman will cheat on you, even here, will cheat on you, and you talk, and still chase you out of the house. Do you know how the system is shitty here? Absolutely shitty here. And I know they're trying to change things legally, they're trying to change the narrative. They're not there yet, but they are making the effort. But what I'm saying is, there are implications of doing things here, and there are implications of doing things in Nigeria. So there are two different societies.
But then
Two different.
Now, there's something I was trying to say. Let me establish it. Yeah. You see, I was with a friend of mine yesterday who said that, man, I need a hands-on dad. You know, all these things. You see, I will not lie. Oimbo movies have messed us up. I struggle even with the kids because sometimes I actually understand what Boko Haram means, even though their own is a twisted version. People watch these foreign movies and then see that life as right, and then try to superimpose that into the Nigerian context.
Exactly. It's not going to work.
You see, abroad, there is very little room for gender inequality. In Nigeria, most of the times, the men are the breadwinners. Abroad, una go they win the bread together. So when you are winning the bread together, you can't expect Dangote to come and be changing diapers. Even me, I can't leave what it will be an unreasonable expectation. Do you understand? I'm not particularly great with kids. I'm okay with kids. I'm not one of those people that can't stand kids. I'm okay. I'm better with teenagers. But that below 10, I struggle. I can deal with them maybe an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, but beyond that, after that, it became baby free itself. Sometimes, hey, you have to go into your room. I go on drive and first come realize, say, and this child wanted to play with me. I'm not a children person. So that whole, we made the children together, we must carry them together, we must do this together, you must wash dishes, you must do this. No problem. But then the same you want to fly business class. The same you want to carry Gucci. This you want the children to go to, now you go choose the school. Now, we live in a society where we spend 2,500,000 a month. Inside that 500,000, your entire salary is 250,000 a month. How much can you possibly contribute? So let's say and guess what? That 250,000 that you are earning, max you will bring 50K inside, because that's how women are wired. After that, expenditure, your own days, then you want me to come and be carrying baby with you.
The piece is because you're not good with babies, like you said.
Not that I'm not. You also want me to come and be washing dishes. You understand what I'm telling you? It cannot work. Is it that you want me to wash the dishes or you want the business class? Choose one. You can't have both. You think Dangote washes dishes? I'm asking you, do you think Dangote washes? Do you think Dangote sits down and does homework? Maybe one time he just decides, okay, I want to dedicate time to a particular child who's not doing well. But you think that every day Dangote will come home at 5 o'clock, like Mark Zuckerberg that works in work and sit down and say, oh yeah, bring your homework.
But he
And
should
do
be
the homework.
relaxing now.
Who?
They made the money when they made the money. And now it's time for relaxation and just direction.
Now they are building refinery. They never relax. Don't let anybody fool you. Unless
They can't be the ones going to the side.
Unless Bitcoin billionaire, as in you make your money, you carry $2 million and bought anyway, $3 billion now that you didn't know where you got it from, then you will relax. But Dangote, that is building refinery.
Relax.
Do you know what it is like to be a billionaire in Nigeria? You can be a billionaire in part of the world. Warren Buffett said he will write 1 letter a year to his Oga. Let Dangote write 1 letter a year and see that the company will be there in 30 days. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to deal expressively or expressly with that notion that women cheat because they don't get attention. You have to choose your hellfire.
But Daddy Freeze, though, even if you are not always there, at least your once in a while should be something I should be looking up for.
On point.
He misunderstood what I meant by attention.
Hold on, someone like me.
He misunderstood what I meant by attention, for real.
Let me tell you that things I value. I sat down and I went from very young, I looked at my value system. I don't care about big houses. You understand? I don't care about my children going to Harvard. I did not go to Harvard and I did not die. I don't have a problem with my children going to Harvard. Though. There is school loan. There is student loan. You can make your money from Bitcoin at a young age. You can look for opportunities. Harvard is there. I will not send you there. Because I don't want to run and bend my back. I want to have time for your mother. I want us to watch movie. I want us to eat suya. I want us to spend time together. It is, for my value system, is
Daddy Freeze, you too like suya. You're always mentioning suya.
I'm just giving an example. To me, is very important in my value system. What I like is I love my cars. I love my watches. I can live in a 3-bedroom flat as long as it's comfortable. It has all the amenities. I don't care about mansions with swimming pool. Taste buds likes all those things. Me, I don't care about it. It has zero value to me. I don't care about living in Ikoyi. Once I live in Lekki, I'm fine. Do you understand? I drive very low car, so from the street to my house, if my car can manage it, it's fine for me. As long as area boys don't come and break our gate, it's fine for me. I don't want to live in an estate where they are robbing. I want to have 24 hours electricity. Once I can get those things, I don't have to live in Banana Island. I'm not dragging. I don't want to run more because I want to be able to relax. I want to wake up on certain days in a week and say, I'm not doing anything today. I'm just relaxing. I'm thinking. I'm reading. I'm researching. I don't want that. To me, that's a luxury. To somebody else, flying first class every month is the luxury. I don't care about that. To somebody else, if they've never lived in that Banana Island, in that big house with that swimming pool, they are poor. It's not my value system. To me, I would rather spend more time with my wife. But as I'm spending that more time with my wife, as I'm setting aside time to rest, as I am doing things I like, I cannot be a billionaire. Maybe in Naira, because $1 billion Naira is really nothing. But I know I know I can never be a billionaire in dollars. Unless maybe I buy one coin one day and that coin turns to $1 billion. But there's no work I want to do in my life that will ever have $1 billion. I'm not arguing it. I'm not striving for it. As long as I have those other things, I'm fine. But you see, my problem with Nigerian women is most of them, they are not content. They don't have that. They've not sat down and say, what do I really want? They want everything. You want that house in Banana Island. You want that husband that will be licking your toes. You can't have everything. So let me hand over to you guys so you can continue with the conversation.
Sorry, Jay, please let me just say something. I think Daddy Freeze misunderstood me when I said love and attention. What I meant is when there is no peace, in the home, that's what drives people out, both married, as a married man, as a married woman. When there's no unity.
There are some people
that's when they start seeking for. No, Nisha, that's when they start
seeking
for. Please
come, nobody buys.
Okay, why do men see women and start lying? Oh, we are married, but we are no longer married.
let me tell you something, Samaria. Yeah, it's not about. I saw a comment here. I saw a guy online, and he wrote it. He said, I have slept with so many married women, blah blah blah. And this same guy is after me in my DM. Why do you think he's coming after me? Because he has slept with a lot of what's it called? Married ladies.
Women.
Do you understand? It's not always about peace. It's not always that guy coming after me. He wants to tell me that I cannot sense it, that I have peace. There is nothing I'm looking.
Don't get me wrong. Okay, how about when men?
He came after me because he has slept with so many people, and he's still commenting here. I saw his comments here. He said,
what about these men that meet women and start talking about, oh, my wife stresses me. We are not in good terms. We fight all the time. I just need peace of mind and all those blah blah.
We always give reason, my sister.
We don't cast down one.
And I can tell you categorically, we have men who truly love their wife, but then their eye, they come up for person back. They come up for person front. They just want to do it, make them dust their mouths. They go out, they say we love you again. The guy there is listening to me right now. I don't know how people do that. Like you can't. I post my husband. I post everything. If he's still writing it, I have slept with so many married. Are you actually kidding me? And you are flaunting it, and that's why you are coming after married men.
You should mention his name.
I will not tell. He's a Yoruba guy. He knows himself with big head and
big demon.
With big head and big belly. He's here.
Do you know what? Can I just say something? I think we talked about love and intention. First of all, I would want to say one thing. Definition of love to everybody is totally different. My definition of love is different. And one woman's definition of love could be her husband gives her things. That shows that he loves her. Another woman's definition of love is when her husband is there for her, he shows her attention. That is the definition of love. So we have to be careful when we talk about love. In terms of attention as well. Now, another thing I noticed, everybody marries for different reasons. Forget what the Bible says or society says. Everybody marries for different reasons. I think it was raised that some women marry because time is going, you have to be married, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you're not married, I'll still say this, if you're not married to your friend, that is a problem. And I know that even if you're married, a man will do whatever he wants to do. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're married to someone who is your friend, who you're compatible with each other, then who is your friend? And when I say compatible, I even mean that, please don't let me say this, but even in terms of sleeping with each other, you're compatible with each other. A lot of people marry, and then when they marry, they find out that they are not compatible with their spouse, either man or woman.
That's true.
You marry for a wrong reason. Okay, maybe the guy is lavishing you and giving you gifts and all that, and then even at that stage, in terms of that compatibility, that bit, you are not. But because of maybe
I'm not using
or maybe or maybe your family, society, everybody will say, I've had situations where someone has told her family that, look, I really like this guy. He's really serious, wants to be with me. But in terms of compatibility on the bed, we are not. And the family are like, what's the big deal? What's in bed? What is in sleeping? What is in it? Go ahead. And she did. And they're not together anymore. Anyway, that's long and short of the story. But sometimes we underestimate some things. And then when we get married, it becomes a problem for us, if you know what I mean. So in terms of attention, when we're talking about, okay, a woman doesn't, some men will say that, I've seen a case of somebody, husband and wife, they have timetable to do the thing. You understand what I mean? Obviously, in that situation,
Maybe they could go school now.
They honestly, this conversation, I saw it. So in that kind of situation, they're not compatible. So there's a tendency to go out. But again, Anyway, let me hand it over to you girls. So it's not like I'm talking too much. I'm taking
One thing
over.
I want to say, that is Freeze talked about attention.
Come. Before people talk anything, since morning, not one person don't.
Stars, no stars. Nobody
All
buys
of them
stars. Buy stars.
is sweet
When I
body.
don't keep my voice, what I'm gonna use do wow, hype woman. Someone please buy star now. Make I do hype woman. You don't say.
Yeah,
Book
come to
your
Facebook
sing
and
now.
buy stars. Don't buy
Book your
stars.
sing. Book your sing.
No, I'm not
Someone
singing.
please buy star. Oh.
Sorry. One thing I want to say is that the Freeze. I actually supported what you said, that we have to know what we want. If you're looking for attention, you might not get it. I don't have all the attention in the world that I want. That's the truth. I'm a busy lady myself, right? But at the same time, man.
Please, sorry, someone is asking. Please go to Facebook. That's where you can buy stuff from.
In a week, you won't
Come
do
to
that.
Facebook and buy stars.
Someone is asking, how can we buy it?
Facebook.
Go to Facebook. That's where you can buy it from.
So even if you're not going to be there all the time, I don't have my man all the time, right? I don't have him all the time because we need to feed. I love good things. I love beautiful things. I want my kids to go to the best of the best school. I want, I'm doing a lot of things. I cannot get all of those attention that I need. But at the same time, if you come close to me once, I beg, make that once a ring for my phone.
Exactly.
What matters most is peace of mind.
That something happened yesterday. Don't leave your woman hanging. Never leave your woman hanging.
Exactly.
Never leave your woman hanging. And I'm going to make a comment about having a timetable. From start, right? You're not supposed to have a timetable in a functional marriage. When the marriage is functional, which simply means I can have it anytime I want, my husband too can have it anytime he wants.
Exactly.
But for all these, we have ladies who complain a lot. From my own point of view and from what I've learned so far, it's not a bad thing to have a timetable. If you are the big type, yes. It's just that it's not as if you will be rigid with a timetable. You know, some men, they walk back to back, and some ladies, they walk back to back. See, that now back to you not like ring in your head. I know what I'm saying. If they give you back to back, you should be feeling it. Oh my God, not too like batting. Not too like batting. Anyways.
Yeah, but
to cap it all, no, let's be sincere. Men cheat more. They cheat more. They cheat more. They cheat more.
Like
they cheat more, sister. They cheat more. Men cheat more. We all know that.
That's right.
They cheat more.
All right. Somebody we don't come buy stars. Shelton Plutonic Togba. Just 100. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much. All right, more people should go to Facebook and buy stars.
Please do. I need to do one
tomorrow. But right now, yeah, like I always say, know what you want. There's conversation we should normalize having before marry. What is the value system of the person that you want to be in a relationship with? What's her name? Ibis Love Haven, for instance, wants the best schools for her kids. I don't see why my kids should go to the best schools, especially when my kids are not the best students in their classes. That's parental pushing children beyond their power. You will push them, push the whole life. And when they finish going to the schools, you will still be pushing them later on in life. I don't subscribe to it. Whatever your children do, my opinion, help them achieve it to the best of. Yeah, me, for instance, sending me to Harvard would have been a waste of money. Why would you send me to Harvard? What are they doing in Harvard that I want to go and do with them? You understand? And that's my perspective. And we need to discuss this, because one of the things, I cannot give you a happy marriage if, for instance, you're expecting, I just got a check of 200K. Why am I not sending one of the children to Oxford? And especially when the child, we look the WAEC bend go one side, the jam bend go on side, the IGCSE bend go on side. You want me to come carry money where I supposed to use enjoy my life, carry put picking for school where in no one go to school.
It's
Now you need
priorities.
let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Because you see, I get the money. You dey expect to make I do something with them. Me, I dey expect I want to do another thing with them. If I not do that thing where your mind dey, nothing where I want to do, your body no go soft. One thing with a woman is if a woman wants something and you are not giving it to her, she will not deny you, but it will not be exciting. Amen. Now, when a man is used to getting it from a woman in an unexciting manner, he will also become unexciting.
It's a
I'm just
duty.
funny, for instance, as an example, for somebody else, for Ibis Love Haven might not care about, for instance, okay, I've thought Ibis Love Haven said she wants her kids to go to the best schools. Samaria, for instance, might not care about the best schools. Just put my kid in good schools. I will not carry my child and go and put in a school where they don't have teacher. You understand? Of course, my kids need to go to good schools.
Of course.
But I don't consider Harvard of $100,000 a good school. That one, you have to show me that you really need to go to that Harvard. If I get 5 children, maybe one will go that kind of Harvard, say it's a big book. But the one we know Sabi book, they know they push, they know they beg person. The way they beg. The average Nigerian man go carry picking, whether it's Sabi book, you know Sabi book, carry. Now, that work you are doing to make that extra money, to do something that I personally do not consider useful. That time, I would rather spend it enjoying Netflix movie with my wife, and a drive with my wife. That's me. But you, they look me say, why I not do am like this? You no go dey, your body no go dey relax if I want play with you. And if your body is relaxing for me, I will begin to find you uninteresting. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Now, I go to the office every day, or you go to the office every day, or you go somewhere to work, and you meet someone that has your mindset in that 20% I don't share with you. You will throw away the 80% that me and you share and just believe that this person is just right. This person just thinks right.
Sure.
Because they plug into one or two of those things that I disagree with you on. Before you know it, you form a connection. Before you know it, cheating starts. For men and women, so you go out and you just see that person that is just tickling the fancy of one party. Anyway, let me allow you guys to talk. I said we are still handling this situation tomorrow. Big shout out to another set of people who just bought stars. Desmond, Chibu,
Thank you.
Escobar.
And
Thank you very
Divine
much.
Success 21.
Now,
Divine Success 21. You say
only
that,
people buy 500 stars and above. Make could I not dry this alive away in my mouth. All of now they buy 10 stars and come the
Divine Success. You see, everybody get priorities.
They will do better. We can't one, then can't two. One.
Everybody get priorities.
From
And you say, my students, they go government school for Canada. I've been in Canada for 7 years. And my kids, I still pay for their school fees. They go to a private school here in Canada. So if now want open my mouth, yab anybody, make una they look face. If you want to yab me, they look face. We have free school here. I've got my priorities. I've stayed here for 7 years, and they still go to a private school that I
wait.
You they look high, they abuse.
No be Davido be this. Is that David?
David,
Buki, let me remove you. You've been with us since. David, come and say hi. David never joined us here before. Buki, love you, sis. Or in fact, no, Samaria came before Buki. Who came first?
don't worry. I can get out. Bye, guys.
Remove.
Buki.
Okay.
Hey, Davido!
David.
Daddy, please, I came last, too.
You came last.
Why?
Nobody want
Who
go.
don't want
Daddy,
Obio?
bye, guys.
Make I bring up, but I know not say we go one join.
Bye, 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 bye.
Una
Who
hala.
don't want
Who
Obio?
came first? He said he did jet. Obio, we get what do. Can't do video call. Okpe. Hey, because I for like bring I for scatter the matter. How are you doing? We love you. Everybody here love you. We too love Davido.
Yes, sir. We love him.
Yeah, but David, as you know, if you come like this,
How
we
about this?
we don't go vex for you for that one.
Go
My
buy
dad,
star.
he just bought it.
He will own the star. He won't buy it.
I'm kiss.
Adieu.
Love you. You are amazing. Someone say Obio is airborne. He's constantly airborne. Constantly airborne. The jet life, they're very sweet. Hey.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I can tell you he's living in Atlanta because from the last update, he was in Atlanta a few days ago. David, no be Atlanta he come from. Anyway, make we continue with our yarn. So I did this to distract you from Bookie because Bookie don't dey vex. Be like the person go back. What did the person tell you, Bookie?
She said, I think the guy said, Bookie, where they talk, say she wants to send her children go good school. Say, now government school, our children, they go. That's why I have to say that.
Some people are fools.
Yeah, they
just open their mouth and talk rubbish.
Someone called me. Someone commented. The person says, "I'm a local girl." I mean, I just read it and ignored. So,
serious?
I mean, just let it be. She didn't bother you.
a topic.
Make una no fight. And
Daddy,
please,
please don't like fights.
Daddy, please, you say you're continuing this topic tomorrow.
We are continuing tomorrow.
I think you should be.
Daddy, please, let's talk about satisfaction.
Hey.
I didn't like that topic. Make it a ring for people.
We are talking
But
about.
Daddy Freeze, you forgot to mention something next, right? Aside peace of mind, I mean, I think we should also encourage people to check mental health when getting in a relationship or marriage or whatsoever it is. Mental health is very important. A lot of us ignore it, but it's very, very, very important.
Someone said, Daddy Freeze, let men comment. Okay. So who came first? Let me remove the person. Okay, thank you so much. I didn't want you just to remove you anyhow because the video they here.
Hey.
Let me bring a guy. Guys. Peter, don't talk earlier on. Let me just bring a guy, even if it's for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's even hear you.
Okay, the rosary. I've heard you. Thank you.
So no, listen, it's good to keep your kids in good school. It's good. You see, it's just like one day you will meet somebody that will understand you. When you meet that person, value it. All right, bro, let's hear you. You have the last microphone, and then I'm closing the show. I don't want to stay too long because I have a recording tomorrow. So let me hear.
Daddy Freeze, acknowledge, talk about that one. Daddy Freeze does not men know. Why not they do like this? Hey God.
No. Anyway, I don't.
Someone said, I have a person whenever eat
this topic. Now the kind of topic where Samaria they like. That's why I brought her. Bookie Shop was the first person to comment.
Yeah.
Then Ibis Love Haven is a relationship counselor. So I relate easier with women. I don't know why. So I just find myself surrounded by women. But we'll talk about satisfaction tomorrow and cheating. Let's just hear our guy. Brother,
yes.
Go ahead.
And Daddy Freeze. So I've been listening like for a while now. So what I want to say is I feel like women are too delusional and they tend to want too much from men. And like how do I put it now? They have this unrealistic adventure in their head that they want men to live up to that standard. And sometimes it's very hard because in Nigeria, where I come from, where I live, is very difficult because sometimes men go through a lot, like every day of their life, like they go through a lot. So you don't expect a man to come, like what I said before, he said you have to choose your hellfire. Either you want a guy who is romantic or a guy who is busy. So a guy who is busy will not have time to be giving you love like almost every time. And like now, okay, I have a girlfriend now. We were talking this evening, and I was telling her, she said she wanted to call me on the phone. I was like, okay, fine, no problem. But I was with my friend on the phone, and I showed her that, what's up? I'm talking to my friend. Give me like 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I said, okay, what's up? Let me call you. And she was like, no, that she'll do her own back. And I said, okay, let me call you back. She said, no, that I should not worry, that she's going to bed. I called her like about 4 times, and she didn't pick. I was like, all these girls, didn't they understand, say, men guys do something. You understand? And now, like, she went to bed. I don't know whether she went to bed angry or she went to bed. I
Girls
don't
and
know.
women
But
are not the same. Know the difference. They are girls, they are women.
well, it's the same gender. So it's the same thing you guys will always do. That's why, because...
No, you don't compare someone who is 24, 23 years with someone who is 27, 28 years or 30 years. They are different. Their thinking is different. Understanding is different.
Age is not, for me, I don't feel age is a big problem, because even people who are even older, they act like kids sometimes. So
Divine success, come and tell me.
you understand? Even people who are like
I bet for a
27,
woman,
28, 29.
for a woman like me, what I want from a man right now is peace of mind and security. I'm not after
Exactly.
your look or whatever. So you don't compare my priorities with that of a 20 or 21-year-old girl. If your man tells me I'm on the phone with my friend, I'm discussing business, I respect that. I give him that peace of mind. He needs to go out there and get that money, secure the bag.
I can tell you,
encourage him.
have anything
I don't
to
need
do.
to be like, no, leave the phone and talk to me. No, I
It's my
don't. Dear. So know the difference.
So for someone like that, now, what do you think I can do? Like, because sometimes it's a bit difficult, try
Let me
to
answer you.
please.
The person thinks
Yes.
you're a joker. She's not taking you serious. That's why you're not a serious person. That's why she's laughing, or she doesn't really like, she's upset. If the person knows you're somebody who is always serious with something, who is up
Yeah.
and doing, I bet you she won't be upset. She will understand that you are busy on the phone.
Yeah, obviously.
Good,
No,
I
she
know.
knows I'm always busy, like, sometimes, but I'm just like, I just put it out there because I want to like hear what you say about it. But what I'm just trying to say is, women are just like, women want too much from guys, and sometimes does not come too easy, especially from this part of Nigeria or this part of country. It's very, very hard, and
My
sometimes,
brother, you know what the problem is? People
yeah,
cannot differentiate real life from movies. They watch
exactly,
movies and they see all this lovey do, and they think
yeah,
that's love is not in the movies. That's what people should know. Love is not in the movies. There is a lot of misconception and unrealistic expectation that our women are pushing right now, and it's as a result of what they watch in the movies. It's not the same thing. And
it's not
like
the
you
same.
said, it's not the same. And like you said, Samaria, a 21-year-old, I can tell you categorically that it's not about the age. We have people who are 20 and this brain sound where they know what they want and they behave mature. And we have 45 who are still behaving like 21, my sister. True.
That's true. I mean, I believe to an extent, but then the majority of them don't think that way.
All right.
That if he said,
Davido, and he says he might be joining us tomorrow night. That does sound exciting. See, as everybody like David. Hey, David, they always they busy.
I love
Destination,
David. I don't like David. I love David.
David could come. Sure, David, they always they busy. But let's just hope that he can come tomorrow night and we'll have a conversation. Whatever the conversation is, everybody would love to hear David talk.
Of course, yes, we will.
Big shout out for joining us. Whether he comes or not, somebody don't buy stars. Make I just heal the person. Remy, my darling sister, Remy, my sweet sister, just bought the highest number of stars today. Thank you so much, my darling.
Thank you.
Oh, my voice.
Eric Tomba, Eto Duke, Desmond,
Anyhow, we go
Edobo Emmanuel. Thank you all so much. I love you guys abundantly. Thank you, thank you, Thank you. Thank you. So take good care of yourselves, guys. Look forward to having you tomorrow. And of course, the topic will be awesome. You want to join live? Send me a DM this night so I can create opportunity for you all to join, because some of you say it's women that Daddy Freeze brings. No be man, you see. So
Yeah, that if it's tomorrow, just keep the
record.
balance so that women can talk and men can talk. Just balance it like that, something like that. So it's be nice because women like to,
My
we have
husband knows
sometimes
I love the video. Somebody
sometimes
is
they have feminists, so they
my
support their
husband
fellow
knows
women.
I love the video. Die. My husband, he will tell you, say, hey, my wife and the video. I love the video. So know that.
All right, guys, take good care of yourself. I remember when I said I want to bring the video live, let me remove somebody. Buki said I came just to remind you, say, take care, guys. God bless, and see you tomorrow.
Okay, good night, y'all. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.